Hey, what's going on guys? John here, and today I'm actually going to be doing a video review for the ROCKPALS PS500. This is their 500 watt portable power generator. It's basically a power station that you could use for powering things like while camping, traveling, maybe you have a power outage and you just need something to actually provide power to different things within your home. This is actually what you can use to do it. So in this video, I'm actually going to walk you through the actual user manual. We'll go through the actual device itself, and then I'll just show you some of the different things that you can do with it. So just kind of starting with the device itself, you have a large carrying handle up here at the top. Has a very, very large carry handle, so if you're going to be bringing this with you traveling, you can load it up in the back of your trunk, whatever. Very, very portable. You have a large fan that's basically here on the side, so this is where it will vent out, and this actually kicks on when you are powering it up or it's got heavy load. The other side also has a fan as well. Nothing really on the back beyond their branding, so pretty straightforward there. On the whole front face of this here, you have a couple things going on. So right now, we have this basically set up with the digital display. Of course, you can turn this off by simply hitting this button. The power for the device can be disabled by simply hitting this. And right now, I'll hold this up a little bit closer to the camera, but you can see the output is currently at 23 watts. And that's because we're actually utilizing AC power right now. And then we have 69% remaining on the battery itself. Beyond that, we have a few other things here. So this is the DC in. This is where typically you're going to plug in the actual power that this comes with. I'll walk you through that in a bit. You have your DC out and as well as a second DC out, so these can actually be used for other external power sources. You have a 12 volt port here. You can actually pop this open. Basically, it comes with the ability to use this with like your standard car charger. This is actually an example of that. So let's say I wanted to plug this in. I could actually plug this guy in as an out and then go plug this into the car. And additionally, if I had something that utilized this port, such as another charger, anything like that, I could plug this in and actually utilize it that way. You have your red and black connectors here you can also use for output. And then you also have multiple USB ports. There's two 5-volt 3.1s, and then you have a 3.0, as well as a 45 watt USB-C. And then in addition to that, you have two AC outs, and these support up to 500 watts. We actually have a light plugged in, one of the lights that I've got. So to give you some idea, I have one of the lights up here, and I've got one up on the right. If I unplug this, it's immediately, you can see the light comes off, and now our output is basically going to go right to nothing. Pretty straightforward. Any devices that you plug into this, it's going to be able to utilize the power, and this has up to a 500 watt capability. So in this particular instance, I could probably plug something in that's pretty heavy duty. I actually have an app on my phone just to give you some idea of different things that utilize power within your home to give you an idea of capacity with this. My electrical panel actually will tell me what kind of wattages different circuits are within my house. So I'll see if I can load this up. I'll give it a second here to load on my phone. And while we're doing that, I'll just kind of give you some idea of some of the different accessories it comes with and just some of the connection options. So you do have your recharge via DC port. You could obviously recharge it from your car. You have the optional ability to connect a solar panel, which is actually from ROCKPALS. They make their own solar panel. So if you wanted to go out, you're camping, you could connect the solar panel to this and actually use the sun to charge it up even while outdoors. And then of course you can also use the car charger, so you can actually use your car to even charge it. And then for the output, of course, you have all the different things here. Some of these require both short or long presses. So for example, the AC, you have to hold it down for a couple seconds. Turning on the main power, same thing, you have to hold it down for about 3 to 5 seconds. And overall, it's pretty straightforward. They do include a more detailed user manual and just kind of give you ideas of different things. So here's like a laptop being plugged into it, a power brick being used to charge maybe something like a cell phone, whatever it is that you want. So it gives you ideas of different things that are being powered. Now here's some idea of what to expect in terms of wattages, just as a good comparison. So here I've got some bedroom lights that are on using about 60 watts. Here's some outlets I have above my oven, 60 watts. And then I've actually got a computer on, as well as a pellet stove running now using about 300 watts. So just giving you some idea, this could actually run, potentially like a full computer, PC, something that's a little bit higher duty. But when you get into some things that are a little bit bigger, this is actually an entire sub panel in my garage using up about 800 watts. So this is an entire built-on garage. And then my water heater here is using about 1700 watts. So to give you some idea, an electric water heater probably going to utilize way too much energy to be supported by something like this. But if you have much smaller devices and you need some backup power, this is going to work really, really well for that. Overall, I think this is a nice little device, definitely very straightforward. One thing that I will note is you cannot actually have something powered connected to it. So for example, I cannot have the light plugged in at the same time as I'm actually charging it. So you have to be doing one or the other. So generally what I recommend is charging it all the way up to 100 and then going and utilizing it when you actually need the power. I'll go ahead and actually unplug our DC out, and I'll show you guys the charging brick as well. So this is the main charging brick, almost just like a laptop charger, has a connector here. That's then plugged into my outlet, and then I've got a connector here. This goes in my DC in. This will kick on the fan, and then now we can see the input is actually coming up here. So you can see the input, and the fan kicks on, and now we're up to about 70 watts. And what's funny is we can actually see in my garage sub panel I was at about 850, and now I'm at about 950. I'm in my garage right now, in my office out in my garage. So it actually matches the input wattage versus what we were utilizing prior. So it's kind of cool to be able to see all that. But anyway, overall, very, very happy with this. I think if you're looking for something that overall is going to do a really good job of giving you some backup power, definitely worth checking out the ROCKPALS 500 watt power station. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video review, and I hope you found it helpful.